Freckles podcast.
Are you gonna count us in? 2 and 1. We're live.
We're on air.
We're live. Welcome back.
We're saying audience cheer.
Everybody cheer.
Yes, live audience coming soon. Next episode, probably. We'll probably maybe we'll have some fans, some loyal
Maybe
fans
some
out
hefty
there.
girls.
Maybe some hefties. We can. How many hefties can we fit in my living room? Probably like 2 more on this couch.
Maybe. Well, welcome back. This is episode 2 of Hefty Gals. I'm Emma.
I'm Gabby.
And we're sisters.
Not the product placement. Emma's like, Stanley and
Hey.
Amani, please work with me.
No, I need a liquids. If you guys can't tell, I'm a little sicky. I don't really know what I have. A cold, something.
You want to hear something?
What?
There's this, the videos that Billie Eilish, everything, my Roman Empire is Billie Eilish. Everything that happens to me relates back to her. But the videos she does every October 18th for Vanity Fair every year.
Yes.
One year at the end, they have her mom come in and she's like, yes, she's my mom. She's Sicky Booty right now. And anytime anyone's sick, I'm like, she's Sicky Booty.
That's me today. I'm Sicky
Emmy's
Booty.
Sicky Booty.
I do think it's weird that you have always had like some kind of celebrity obsession. Like growing up, I was trying to think about this the other day. I'm like, I've never had like a fandom of like somebody. And I'm like, does that make me like, what does that mean
Emma,
about me?
I had this on my list to talk about today, and that's
Really?
so crazy that you're bringing it up within the first minute. Literally,
We have twin telepathy, even though we're not twins.
we do, because I was going to, whatever. Should we just
tell
get
me.
into it?
Yeah,
now?
let's get into it.
Well, I was going to talk about Liam Payne, obviously. RIP. I think that's a huge thing that's happened this week.
Yeah.
And literally, like, when I saw that, I audibly was like, like, on my heart dropped. I was like, my heart was beating so fast, and I was just like silent. I was like, wait, this isn't real. And then I like had told you about it the next day. I'm like, did you see Liam Payne died? And you're like, yeah, I just think it's so weird. Like, people are like crying over a celebrity they've never met. Like, you just like, I feel like you don't get it because you've never been a part of a fandom. And it's like, it's not even like crying over, it's like you're mourning for like your childhood self because you know that they would be so sad. And it's like part of your childhood, literally. It's like you were so obsessed with these people. You knew so much about them. You listened to their songs. You related to them. And then it's like,
I don't know. It's hard because I just think,
they're dead.
yeah, maybe I'm just not that emotional in general. So I think people in my life I'm emotional about, obviously. But then somebody that I've never met, like, you know the trend where you go up to your parents and you're like, oh my gosh, like Elvis just died. Like you say their favorite celebrity.
Not Elvis. Like Simon Cowell.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Like someone
Elvis has
that's
been
still
dead.
alive. No, not Elvis. No,
Okay.
this can't be real.
But you know what I'm saying? Okay, so you go up to your parent and you say, you know, their favorite celebrity like died.
Wait,
I'm
are we
trying to
gonna-
think,
are
who
we
would you
gonna-
say to me? Who would you say to me? Because
Wait,
truly,
Ashley Graham, you would be heartbroken and torn up. Or like Adele or Leon Bridges or
but I wouldn't
Daniel
be to
Caesar.
the point
You'd be like, no
that
way.
I'm like crying. I think I'd be like, oh my gosh, what happened?
If
I'd be
Ashley
concerned.
Graham died?
I'd be concerned. I wouldn't cry about it.
See, she's cold. She's cold-hearted. If Justin Bieber died, oh, I would have to call off work for a month. No, I'm not like, and you think I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. I don't want to.
It's gonna be weird that like our children like won't know who these people are, you know?
Yes, they will. They're like legends. It's like we know who Elvis is and we know who like
Justin
Elton
Bieber?
John
Do you think
is.
Justin Bieber is Elvis level?
Emma, yes. What do you mean?
I don't think so.
Maybe like not like fucking Carly Rae Jepsen. Our kids are not gonna know who Carly Rae Jepsen is. But these like
Who's the girl who sings
legends.
Friday?
Rebecca Black.
My children will know because I'm playing that song every Friday on the way to school.
Hell no. And also, it looks like I'm drinking a brewski. This is my morning beer. I like to start my days off with. We're recording this really early today.
Yeah,
It's not actually very good. So just kidding. That was a joke.
It's Alani New Witch's Brew. There's only a couple more days that we can drink this before
Why?
Halloween. It's like Halloween theme.
Oh. Also, I have my pregnancy pillow with me today because it was on my bed and it was annoying me. So I threw it out here and it's just now.
Are you pregnant?
Well, maybe. But the little girl that I nanny, if you guys didn't know, I'm a part-time nanny, and I love this little smoochie with all of my heart and soul, and she is my daughter. I've been watching her since she was a tiny baby. Now she's almost 4. Anyway.
Almost 4?
She's gonna be 4 in a month.
I feel like she's all of our children because we see her all the time.
Freaking love her. Well, her mom is pregnant right now, and so her mom has one of these, and I had this because I got my boobs done in my arm liposuction, so I had to have this to kind of like sit up at nighttime. And sometimes I bring her over to my house, and she's like, Gabby, you only get those if you have surgery or if you're pregnant. I'm like, yes, that's exactly right, Sydney.
I feel like she probably went to her mom's room and was like, I want to lay on that pregnancy pillow.
Yeah, she's like, those are only for when you're pregnant or if you have surgery. Like, yes. And she doesn't fully understand the concept of surgery. Like every day she's asking, do you still have surgery? Like she kind of thinks it's like a sickness. Like, because I'm like, oh, I can't pick you up because I had surgery. And so she's like, do you still have surgery? I'm like,
honestly though, like,
yeah.
How did you tell the parents that you nanny for that like you needed to take off because you had a boob job planned?
No, this is actually so funny because I had texted them and I was like, hey, like, what's your schedule looking like for August? I'm scheduling my boob job right now, lol. And I screenshotted that and put it on my story. I'm like me telling my
employer
that I'm getting a boob job. And someone replied and said, saying elective surgery would have done just fine. Would have done the job.
I feel like you should have said like breast augmentation or something.
I think I did say breast augmentation. I didn't say boob job. I said scheduling my breast augmentation.
I just feel like that's so awkward because
they're like, they should have said elective surgery. I'm like, okay, but then it's like they're gonna see me
and be like, what happened?
Yeah,
like, what did you elect to get? I bet still, even when them like knowing what happened, like knowing what you got, then you have to walk back into work with the whole new body.
It's not a whole new body. I got a freaking breast lift
and arm lipo.
Yeah,
and chin lipo. Okay, that's like 3 things.
I think I didn't go into all that.
Do you regret doing that? Somebody asked me. I was home this weekend, back in my hometown, and a couple people were like, does Gabby love her new body?
Who?
I can't remember.
Her new body. People are acting like I got a freaking BBL. I didn't get a BBL or any like tummy lipo or anything crazy like that. It's not a new body.
Gabby, new boobs is kind of a new body. Be for real. Okay, but you didn't answer the question. Do you regret it?
Who asked?
I don't remember.
Yes, you do. I was literally lying. Not for lying face.
I talked to a lot of people this weekend. I don't remember.
I'm really regretting not going home this weekend. It's making me really sad.
Okay, but can you tell me if you...
No, I don't regret it. Not even 1% of regret. Nothing in my brain. Maybe the credit card payment that I still have to pay. Yeah. But it's like, I don't regret it.
How much is it per month?
Well, you don't even have to pay it per month. It's like, it's care credit. And so it's like you put it on there and then you have a whole year to pay it off with no interest. So I still have a whole year.
So you have a whole year. Like you don't have to have a monthly payment. Right. So it's not like a typical
loan.
I
paid a big punt. I paid like half of it up front. So I only have like maybe like $3,000 left on there.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Or 7. I don't really know.
She doesn't care. She already has her new boobs.
I haven't really checked.
You're going to pay for it. We actually had a pretty busy week this last week.
I feel like October has been non-stop. I literally like haven't breathed in 3 weeks.
And we can't breathe. Tomorrow we're leaving at 6 a.m. for New York.
And I nanny today.
Okay, but we can't complain because this is what we wanted. We wanted to be booked and busy, and we're here now.
I know, we're like the busiest girls on the world, and we're like, let's start a podcast. Yeah,
let's do a podcast.
Let's do a podcast. It's going to take up even more of our time.
No, this is like the fun part of the week, though. We get to like sit down and chat. But last week we went to Charlie XCX, the sweat tour.
I feel like also like I don't talk to you as much during the week because I'm like, we have to like
save it for the podcast. Yeah, this is our time to catch up.
Yeah, so we did go to Charlie XCX sweat tour, and it was the time of my freaking life.
I have to be honest. I only went because I got the invite from the brand, and then Gabby's like, you have to go because I want to go, and that's kind of how things work. Like even if I don't want to go to things, if Gabby wants to go,
usually it's the opposite way. I'm like, oh, I don't really want to go. She's like, Gabby, it's good for you to meet the brand reps, and then it could be a big deal, and you have to go, and this is your job, and be professional, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like,
yeah. Gabby doesn't like to work.
Honestly,
you don't like to work.
No, let me tell you something. When we were going to record this podcast, And I was like, oh, I'm so tired. We're going to record the first episode after a long drive home. And like after a freaking road trip, we're going to record it at 10 a.m. And you go, Gabby, grow up. Like she was just so dead ass to my face. Like, grow up. Like, come on. Like at one day, you're going to have to grow up. You're going to have to do some fucking work. And I was like,
and that was the day that Gabby grew up.
and that's the day my life changed. That was last week.
Do you tell yourself now when you go to like wake up?
No,
like,
literally this whole week I haven't I have such low energy, but I've gotten so much done because I'm like, okay,
I grew up.
Not even I grew up. I was like, you have to, you said something about like being busy, like being, if you want to like, I don't know, be good at your job or do this as a job or whatever, like it's all on you to do. Nobody else is going to make you do it.
Yeah.
Nobody else is going to like get you up and force you to film or like do what you need to do. So I was like, I'm Superwoman this week.
You are.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alani Nu.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. I just feel like Alani Nu literally turns me into a Superwoman.
It does.
Like, it's literally like the A word.
I was going to say a-hole.
Adderall?
The A word is a-hole to me.
I actually should probably.
No, there's actually two things.
Adderall.
This is actually a good tip. This is like, let's get serious for a second. If you need help being productive, here are the two things you need in your life. Number one,
Adderall.
no.
Number two, what were you going to say?
Vyvanse. No, number one, Alani Nu. Pop that thing open, skip your coffee. Stop doing the lattes.
that thing open.
That's not doing nothing but making you poop,
open.
okay? Number two, Dose by Mind Honey. It's on Amazon. It's a supplement. I don't recommend doing them both together.
Honestly, the days that I take that in the morning, those little they're like focus like supplements, I have to take sleep melatonin at night because I can't fall asleep.
Yeah, if you are going to take the Dose by Mind Honey,
Take it early.
take it right when you wake up because it will last you all day. Like you will not get that 3 p.m. crash at work.
I feel like drug pushers right now. Take it. It'll help you.
No, because you know what? People always say to me, "You're so productive. How do you do it?" And I truly feel like I don't feel that productive. I just don't want to have to get done. But I do think Alani Nu and the Dose by Mind Honey, I can't keep it anymore. Like I have to tell them. We have to tell you guys. We also this week went to Jimmy Kimmel. Woo! We need one of those like we need one of those crickets.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Well, I can't remember what the show's called. The late night show.
I don't remember either.
Yeah, there's like too many late night shows.
That was like honestly, that experience was so like I felt like it was in a simulation. Like we were dead ass props. Like the audience, like you are nothing more than a prop. And I'm not used to being treated like that. And I'm like, I don't like the vibe in here. I don't like that.
Like,
they're
even
telling
if
me
the
to
jokes
clap.
aren't funny,
yeah, laugh.
Clap.
And
laugh.
They're literally like who was the guy playing guitar?
Brad Paisley.
Oh my God. Brad Paisley. I'm sorry. This is Brad Paisley shade. He literally could not give less of a fuck. He walked in and like the crowd was so excited because it's like the guest and we're like, wow. And he's literally was like,
this was before they were filming, okay? So this is like pre-filming.
Seriously, his face was literally like,
yeah, some people like stood up in the back where they were like super fans, like, we love you, Brad. He didn't even turn his head. He's like, let me go put my guitar on, let me like play my song and let me get out of here.
Give a
No, I knew he was mean because the MC, they had this guy that come out before the show and like get everybody hyped and like giggly and whatever. And Brad comes out and then like 2 production people come up to the MC and like whisper in his ear and he's like, oh, no dance party today? I think normally when the musician comes out, they do their warm up and they let people come down and dance how we were doing. But I think
on Ellen. Remember they used to do that on Ellen.
Yeah, and I think Brad Paisley said like, we're not doing that. Like this is no, like I'm here to do business. And that's it.
I didn't catch that part.
I got it. I feel like I'm pretty like.
Also, the people that they have like in charge of the audience are such like the big buff guy at the beginning and then like the comedian. It's like they have people like assigned to like keep the audience happy because the rest of the production like literally does not give a about the audience. They're like,
well, they're doing their job. They're doing their job
so fast. Like they go in, like it was just crazy to see like in real life how they like set it up and then take it down and then they have the person come out and they literally interview them for like 3 minutes and it's so like
quick and fast. But
literally, I feel like Jimmy Kimmel was probably out there for like 25 minutes total, and I'm like,
He probably makes so much
And the
money.
way that he was like reading the like monologue at the beginning and doing it so fast and not tripping over his words not once. I'm like, oh, that's skill right there. And that's why they pay him the big bucks.
No, and we did meet
It was all
God.
political,
We met God
though.
that day.
Yeah.
We met God at Jimmy
We did
Kimmel.
meet God. One of the guests was Morgan Freeman. That was actually really cool. Did you see? He had like a little glove on his hand or something.
Yeah.
He never addressed that. I'm like,
I think he doesn't have a hand. Wait,
are
sorry.
you lying?
No, cut me out laughing.
Wait, for real?
Cut out the laughing. Cut out the laughing.
Why?
I don't know.
Wait, are you serious?
That's not something to laugh about.
Canceled.
Okay, wait. I always laugh in inappropriate situations. I didn't mean
It was because it was so unexpected. I thought he like hurt his wrist or something.
Macy's mom that we were there with, she like leaned forward and she's like, "What happened to his hand?" I'm like, he burned it, I think. You know when you burn your hand really bad, you get it like wrapped.
You like make up these scenarios and you think them as truth. You're like, yeah, Brad Paisley came in and said there's no dance party today. Where did you even get
Because
that
the
from?
production people came up and then the guy said, "Okay, so no dance party today?"
Yeah, how do you know that was Brad Paisley's instructions?
Because we had just you're dumb. Like you just
Okay.
if you put the pieces
Okay,
together.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
we don't know.
Selton's agreeing with them.
We don't know if Brian Freeman has a left hand or not, but we did meet him from afar.
we
He's
watched.
so
him from
old. He's
afar.
87.
Oh, did you see that? You know Tatum, our friend Tatum.
Yes.
Yeah. Just one of our friends, she put on her story that she was at SNL when Billy was performing.
Did you see all those SNL skits this week that were making fun of like
The guy who
Call Her Daddy and
No, I didn't see that.
you didn't see that?
I saw the one where it's the guy who like goes up to celebrities and is like, "Can I sing for you?"
And he sings their
and
song.
he's like so uncomfortable. And he's like, "Period," and then walks away.
There was one with who was it? It was a singer, and he was like so rude to him. And people in the comments were like, "I would be the same way. Like you're coming up to me at dinner, like interrupting my time. Like people should react like that to him."
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
Who was it? It was like
I
can't remember.
I can't remember either.
Another thing this week in media that I saw that I'm wondering if you know this. So we both watched the Nobody Wants This show. The lead
I really
actress,
loved
what's her name? Kristen Bell?
Kristen Bell.
She-
She's Anna.
Yes!
Is that what you're gonna say?
Yes.
She's Anna.
And she's the
From
voice.
Anna and Elsa.
Yeah, so she's Anna on Frozen, and she's also the voice narrator for Gossip Girl. The person who's like,
Really?
A is spotted downtown.
Really?
Whatever. That's her. Who says
Oh, that's
XOXO Gossip Girl. She had just come off a show. I saw it on TikTok.
You know who loves Kristen Bell?
Who?
Nicole.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Reisman or your friend
No,
Nicole?
my friend Nicole.
Maybe we'll.
She loved like Jennifer Aniston. She loved Kristen Bell. Is it Kristen or Kristen?
It's something I can't relate to. I've never
either.
loved a celebrity. Never loved a celebrity, a singer.
The only actress that I really, really, really love is Nicole Kidman. She's the GOAT.
Yeah, any show she's in, I want to watch it.
Yeah.
Is there anybody else that you've like seen on TikTok?
I feel like she's been doing such random roles lately, like that Zac
Who?
Efron movie.
Nicole Kidman?
I'm
I
like,
haven't
what are
watched that
you-
one yet.
I'm like, Nicole, what are you doing here?
I think she got a facelift and she wants to show it off.
Yeah, she looked very like vampire-esque.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
Oh, let me tell this story about mom and the fucking Nicole Kidman freckles. Our entire life, literally since the earliest that I can remember, my mom has been like, because my mom is really freckly and I have her skin. She's like, Gabby, you got to stay out of the sun. You got to stay out of the sun. You got to put sunscreen on because Nicole Kidman, her skin looks great. And she used to be full of freckles. And now her skin looks amazing, like a porcelain doll. Like every single time we're talking about anything, she circles it back to Nicole Kidman staying out of the sun. Whatever. I'm like, Mom, looking at her skin now, there's no way that she used to be a very, very freckly person. She's like, no, let me pull up the movie that she was in, whatever. The picture she showed me, maybe I'm wrong, but this looked like full hair and makeup, like of the character that she was playing. Like they put faux freckles on her. And my mom's like, no. They didn't do that back then. I'm like, Mom, they didn't put makeup on actresses back then. What are you talking about? And she's like, no. Those were real freckles.
She was like,
I'm
look up. There's better pictures. There's other
literally
pictures.
was talking about this whole time Nicole Kidman in her youth was full of freckles. I'm like, Mom, the only freckles I'm seeing is in this one movie that you're showing me. And
we couldn't find any other photos.
I'm like, Mom, that is makeup.
But this is the thing. This is the thing. Let's say she did have freckles like that, okay? Let's say they were real. They don't just go away like that. She's definitely gotten, like, you can get things lasered off.
Yeah.
And literally, like, burn your skin off and get a new layer of skin underneath. It wasn't because she had freckles and then she went out of the sun.
Also, like, I don't even lay out like that. And in the winter, I still have freckles, but when I go in the sun, they darken. It's not like they disappear.
Yeah.
Like,
she's just trying to, like,
I'm like, Mom, and the fact that she lives and breathes by this, she's like, well, Nicole Kidman, look at her. She looks so great. I'm like, okay.
Meanwhile, my mother is covered in freckles and has never once stayed out of the sun.
She's always
I don't think my mom's ever used
my
SPF.
chest. I'm like, she's like, oh, my age spots. I'm like, Mom, no one.
I feel like an age spot looks just like a freckle.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you? She's like always been so like worried about that. Oh, my age spots. I'm like, Mom.
We do talk about that with her.
Freckles.
Because
Like,
I'm like, at some point, Mom, you gotta, like, you're
Let it
like
go.
almost 60. You gotta stop talking about your appearance. Like, when are you gonna stop wanting to lose 5 pounds?
and like being around moms, it's so like you're really going to be battling gaining and losing this 20 pounds for the rest of your life. This
yes.
15 to 20 pounds. Oh, she's like, oh, I want to lose 5 pounds before that. I'm like,
Girl, you're 60. Like, let it go. The 5 pounds is staying.
yeah, like
Please,
it's going to be okay. Like, we're really still doing this by the time we get that age.
We actually had a really good conversation.
There's no hope for us.
We went to the Poosh Guest House. This is actually such a very you and me story. So we're at the Poosh Guest House. It's like this big, beautiful home in Malibu.
Also, don't know how we got invited to that.
Me either. I think because we went to the Coachella Poosh House. Whatever. We were there. It was lunchtime. They had like the yummy.
Those Factor meals.
Yeah,
sponsored
Factor
it.
meals. And so we're like all sitting down. I had gotten a facial or something, so I came over to the lunch table like later. So when I sit down, it's like our friend of girls that we knew there, and then this one lady that I assumed she like probably worked for the brand. She was like our mom's age.
Yeah, she sat down and had lunch with us.
Yeah. So we sit down, we're like talking, we're all going around, and that comes up. Like, why? Like, at what point in your life do you like stop worrying about the weight? And she said, I just started as Poosh's CEO a few months ago. And I was complaining to my mom, like, I really want to go in like 10 pounds lighter. Like, I want to show up to my first day of work and feel like my best.
Yeah, I want to lose like 10 pounds before I start.
Because I'm sure that's intimidating. Like, being the freaking CEO of Poosh, like, you're probably in the room with Kourtney Kardashian, like all these young people, and like you're the head of it. And you want to like look your best. I can understand where she's coming from. But then she said, I was talking to my mom about it, and she was like, what if the power move is going in there just as you are and not bringing it up ever? Not having to apologize for the way you look, just showing up as you, and that's enough. And I'm like, thank you. Like, I think that's like such good advice.
Yeah, that's the power move.
The power move is like not talking about it.
And thinking about like men, like even I was thinking about this of like when you go and meet someone new or you're greeting someone, I feel like I'm always like, oh my God, I love your clips. Oh my God, I love your jacket. Or like I'm always like complimenting someone's appearance. But when I say like guys like greet each other, they're never like, oh bro, I love your new sweatshirt, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why is everything we're like, oh, you look so good? Or like,
yeah, the way that women compliment women is always
appearance
based. I've never like gone to my friend and been like, oh my gosh, like I've been seeing you work out. You're so dedicated. Like, you're so consistent. Like, I don't think to say those things. You would say to them like, oh my gosh, like you look like you've gotten skinnier, Yeah. Like, instead of saying like, first off, you shouldn't be commenting on people's bodies like that. But, you could say, oh, I've been noticing you've been working out. Like, how great of you that. That's a sign of like consistency and strength and endurance and all the things besides the way you look.
People are like, oh, you're looking so skinny.
Yeah. But after the lunch, after we had the whole lunch, okay, with the Poosh CEO, because I figured this out because after we started eating, I was like, hey, I sat down late. Like, I didn't get to meet you. I'm Emma. What's your role at Poosh? She's like, oh, I'm the CEO. I'm like, oh, cool. So afterwards, we're sitting down for our next little session, and Gabby's next to me, and I take a video, and I'm like checking in for like a vlog kind of video. And I'm like, hey, guys, me and Gabby just sat next to the CEO of Poosh for lunch. And Gabby starts laughing, and she's like, yeah, Kourtney Kardashian was here. And I'm like, no, dude, the girl that had lunch with us was the CEO. Gabby's like, really?
I totally missed that whole part of the conversation. I'm like, what? How do you know she's a CEO? She's like, I asked her. She said it. I'm like, no, she didn't. Like, I thought you were fucking with
Who
me.
did you think she was?
Just like someone who worked there. I don't know. There was a bunch of people.
Yeah,
from the
there
Poosh
was a
team
lot
there.
of people. But yes, we did have lunch with the CEO of Poosh, and we actually had a really good conversation with her.
It was like a magical day.
It was.
I'm really excited to get our mugs back. We did painting.
Oh yeah, we did the painting and the pottery.
Mm-hmm. Also, I just want to point out really quick.
You have to hold the mic close to your mouth.
I just want to point out really quick that these slippers are the best gift that I've ever gotten. And they're
Who gave them to you?
I was about to get there. And they're from my sister. She's actually a very good gift giver. They're Sandy Liang.
You didn't have to say actually. You could just say
she's contrary to popular belief, she's actually a good gift giver. They're so mean. I wear them every single day. They have these little, it's like this sabu.
If you're not watching the video, they're like these gray slippers with little pink flowers. They're Sandy Liang. They were like a collab.
It's the only Sandy Liang thing I own.
They're so cute. Okay, so this week I'm sick. Normally we do our little food fixations segment, but when you're like stopped up, you don't really want to...
You can't taste much.
Yeah, you can't really taste much. You don't really crave anything. So we thought instead of doing our food fixations, we would do things that make us sick. Things that
sick to my stomach.
Sick to my stomach. Because there's a lot of things.
Have you seen that girl? She's like from Canada and she has her Canadian accent and she's like... Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, do it.
I can't remember what the whole thing is, but she's like, if pretty much like if you get rich and you leave your fam in the hood, like that makes me sick to my stomach, fam. I'm sick to my stomach, fam. I'm like, oh my God.
No, there's a lot of things. Truthfully, I feel like online, I stay positive. I never try to get online and complain about anything because I think we have a very privileged life and I try to be in tune to that. But on this podcast, I want to talk about things that make me sick. I want to be negative because I never get to be that way, you know? And
Emma's things that make her sick, she's probably like, oh, when I freaking stub my toe, man, frick. Dang it, man.
No. Let me tell you my first one, okay? My first one, I had to write these down because I really have to rack my brain since it typically thinks of nice things. But things that make me sick.
Me poisoning her. I'm like, come on. What makes you sick, Emma?
When you're at a birthday party or truthfully any event that you're celebrating somebody and they make you go around, somebody says, guys, we should go around and say...
No, it's usually the birthday person who starts this.
Really?
Yes.
That's even worse. That makes me even sicker. And they say, let's go around and say one thing that... Everybody says one thing they love about me. I hate that. No! I literally hate that.
No, please, God, no. I'm not doing it.
I will say it definitely shows like the real friends because you can tell when people like they kind of just repeat what the person said before them because they can't have their own thoughts.
I love how energetic she is. I love how nice you are. Like shit like that.
That's always things. This is what I think. When I listen to people's answers, I feel like that could be applied to anybody. They're like, you're such a friend to everyone. I'm like, yeah, of course. Like, you're their friend. They're like, when you walk into a room, you just light it up. I'm like, okay, that can be true about me too.
They light up every room that they walk into.
I just feel like maybe there's another way we could give compliments. You know?
To love her.
But would you... okay, speaking of...
Things that make me sick, and I already know what she's about to say. Things that make me sick. Public speaking. Me having to give a speech as the maid of honor at my friend Macy's wedding. That's literally in a year. It makes me sick to my stomach even thinking about it. And it's a year away.
Which is
Emma,
crazy.
Which is about to say,
well, what would you say to me when you're going to give me my speech and when you're my maid of honor at my wedding?
I wasn't going to say that.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say, since we're here, like, why don't you tell me one thing you love about me?
You just said that made you sick.
That was the joke, Gabby. That was the joke.
Okay.
The thing is, though, I love public speaking.
But it is kind of like at my birthday party, I would never do that. But it's like you kind of have to give respect to the people that do force you to do that. Because it's like, yes, I would love to hear what people have to say about me. But I would never force like people to do that.
No, I shut that down. I'm like, no, like we can just text her later. I'll text it to you. Like, we love you. You know we love you. We don't have to do that. Okay,
It's
another
just
thing.
uncomfortable.
It is. But it is a nice thing because sometimes we do forget to tell people why we love them. So
Life is short.
we just got to find another way to do it. Like that can't be the best way to do it,
Wait, also, can I talk about the videos that I'm loving on TikTok right now?
Yeah, but let me I have a couple more things that make me sick. Like this,
Okay.
I was excited
We're
for
just
this.
getting going. We're
I
just
was
getting
excited
started.
for this. Do you
Okay,
have
go.
anything?
No, keep going. Maybe it'll make me think of more.
Okay.
Because a lot of things make me sick to my stomach.
As influencers ourselves, I feel like we have
Don't
the
refer to us as influencers.
content creators, whatever you want to call us. We can talk bad about influencers because we're one of them. Okay, we're in on the in crowd. It's like fat people can make fun of fat people, but like if you're skinny, like don't be cracking fat jokes. That's this kind of vibe when I say this.
Okay.
I hate when influencers get on their stories and they say this line. There's a lot of new faces here, so I want to reintroduce myself. Because then I have to click out of their stories and go to their follower account and be like,
see if they grew a bunch.
But the thing is, I don't even know if they grew because I would never know their follower account before that. So then it's a waste of my time.
No.
And then I go back and I'm like, dude, you could have just said like, let me tell you about myself. Or like, I don't know what an alternative is to saying that, but like the new faces really gets me. It's like you have to announce, I gained a lot of followers.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, clap for me. That's the vibes I get.
Also,
I already know what you're going to say.
I can't.
I want to hop on real quick.
Oh, I want to hop on real quick. I just wanted to hop on here and shut the up. Wait. No.
I know I said that. I know I've said that at some point.
Oh. Or when people are like, let's catch up. It's been a minute. Or like, I've took a couple days off. Nobody noticed. Nobody cares. When they're like, oh, sorry, I've been so like inactive lately, or sorry, I haven't. And they're like, let's catch up. No, like they're like, oh, like I'm like,
they'll say like
so many people like missed me. I'm like, girl, nobody even noticed you were gone. I'm sorry. That's really up to say, but it's true.
No,
like,
I feel that
I
way.
haven't noticed that you have they haven't posted stories.
They'll be like, oh, I was really quiet this weekend. Like, let's catch up.
Yeah,
this is the thing. I'm sure I've said that at some point. I probably will say
or like,
it.
no, they're like, sorry, I've been.
Oh, no. This is even worse. When they announce that they're going to be like off of their phone. I've done this, but they'll be like, I'm having an unplugged weekend. Like, I really need a break from social media. Like, I'll see you guys on Monday. Girl, just don't post. Like, just don't. You don't have to announce that you're leaving. Just come back when you come back, and the people will be there.
No, they want people in their DMs like it's kind of giving like, oh, does anybody have any last words for me? If you have anything to say, like, say it now because I'm not going to be on my phone. Like, if anyone needs to like profess their love for
I don't
me
know.
in my
Like,
DMs,
what's the point of
like,
saying
just
that?
like, I don't know. I've never done that, so I don't know.
I've definitely done that. I'll be like, I'm going to be with
like,
family this weekend, so I'm going to like be off my phone. I'll say that.
When I try to talk, you start talking louder to talk over me.
Sorry. Okay.
You do that a lot?
You have the floor.
No, you made me forget what I was going to say.
No, I didn't. You didn't remember.
No, I don't.
We were talking about people taking breaks off their phone. Like, what's the point of them saying that?
Because they think that the reason that they say that is so if somebody's like DMing them something important and you're not answering it, they want to like, just in case, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but like your story expires after 24 hours.
Okay, whatever.
You know? Is there anything else that you're sick of? Because I feel like you have
there's
a lot
of things that make me sick to my stomach, but I can't really think of them right now.
I should have given you some warning on this segment.
I'll come back next week stronger than ever. Don't even worry about it. Don't even
Wait, this is a perfect segment into TikToks we've seen this week. Have you seen the girl who makes the salads at her desk? She's Australian. Her name's Fidon.
No.
And she says, don't worry about it.
No.
Okay, well, that was what you just said.
Me and Emma are on two completely different sides of the internet, and that's okay.
I'm on, like, what's that TikTok am I even on? A lot of Australians, because I also am on the side of TikTok. That girl, she's an SF worker, I think it's called. It's SEX worker. I don't know what
Sex worker?
Yeah, you can't say that, I don't think.
Yes, Emma, yes, you can. You can't say.
What? I got it. I thought you were going to say star.
Oh.
Why was that so hard for me to mouth?
Buns, not.
Guys, my wheezing laugh
Okay. Take
So-
the mic away. Take the mic away while you're laughing. Nobody. That's what makes me sick to my fucking stomach. When somebody's laughing and you can hear the phlegm in their lungs. Oh
Okay.
my God. Get that away from me.
Well, I've been on the side of TikTok of a lot of Australian influencers, Fidon, and then this girl who does SCX work. And she like counts her money. She's like, oh, I just saw some clients. She does a lot of like couples. Like she'll like a couple will book her for like an anniversary and stuff. It's so interesting. Like I've never known anybody who's done that. So that was on my feed this week. What about you, Gabby?
What I'm loving, this has been like the last couple weeks, is the guy, I don't know his name, but he has like fear of food. And he, every week, he like goes and tries new foods. And it's like, he's genuine. It's like it's some type of syndrome, it's some type of something, but he is genuinely like ultimate final boss picky eater. Like any like new food, if he smells it, like he'll start like gagging. Like, have you seen him before?
No, but as a speech therapist, I used to work with kids like that. So speech therapists
Like,
also
they get
do
so like
they do
sick.
feeding therapy. And yeah, there's like a whole thing on how you
peeling a
introduce it.
banana, and he was like, oh, like even like seeing it, like touching it, and just he didn't even take a bite, but he was unpeeling it, and he was like literally like gagging. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God.
Well, that's
this
like the
is
first
intense.
step is like introducing it. So first, like even having it on a plate. I would have clients.
But he's come so far. Like,
How old is he?
He's like a full adult, but like he's come so far compared to the first couple of videos. Now he's like dipping things in sauces. He tried
Yeah.
a pickle. Like he tried so many crazy things, and people are like, wow. And he didn't even hesitate. He just went in and took a bite. Like, he's getting so brave.
That's like the feeling of, I feel like I do miss that from speech therapy, where you feel like it's so
progress.
rewarding, yeah, that they made progress. Did he say like what his goal was in doing this? Like, I feel like I'm really restricted in it, or like, because I feel like at some point I have friends who are picky eaters. Like, unless your doctor's like, you need more nutrition, what's the point? I can understand a child, right? Like, they're still young. You can like, they're growing. They need like nutrients. So
Right.
it makes sense that you would do therapy for that. But as an adult, I'm like, just, you're a picky eater, you know?
And that's okay. Honestly, I have always, that's another thing that makes me fucking sick.
Picky
Adult
eaters.
picky eaters.
Yeah.
Grow up. Please grow up. Like, oh my God.
Gabby's
it
like,
pisses me off.
guys, get
Okay.
like me. I'm grown up
No,
now.
but honestly, when we went on, I don't know what brand trip it was on, but I was like, it was a really big self-reflection moment, because I was like,
Oh, I know which one it was.
am I the picky eater? Am I a picky eater? Because I realized I don't like fish, and whatever trip it was like some tropical location. So it was like all of the courses was like fish after fish after fish. And I'm like, I don't like fish. I don't like any type of fish. Like, there was nothing that I could eat. And then it was like olives and mushrooms I don't really mess with. And like, I don't know what it was, but every single course that came out, I was like,
This is what we realized.
I'm a picky eater. And it literally
No.
made me like embarrassed. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I feel so embarrassed right now that I'm like, I won't try the fish. Like, because picky eaters, and you're like, just freaking, like, just try it. Just try a bite. Like, you're an adult.
not gonna hurt
Try
you.
a bite. And I was like, no. Like, I already know I'm not going to like it.
But on that trip,
Oh, oysters? No.
okay, I've tried oysters, not for me.
I tried one. No, never
It
again.
makes me gag.
Never again.
But I'm like that guy on TikTok. I gag
But I also
when they
think
hit my throat.
I was talking about it with the mom that I nanny for. She was like, it's because you lived in a landlocked state. Like, all you guys had for like fish near you, because we grew up in Missouri, is like freaking catfish from a lake. Like, there's no like fresh seafood, and that's what people say is really, really good.
Yeah.
Is like fresh. But I'm like, if I didn't grow up eating any of that, and now that I'm trying it, I'm like, oh, I do not fucking like it.
No, we were on that trip and we had noticed, okay, we had taken out that we didn't grow up eating fish. Like, the first time I tried sushi was college.
Literally college, yeah. Late
Yeah.
high school college.
Which is, I feel like that's kind of crazy nowadays for sure.
I
But
do like sushi, but
we were talking with all the other girls on the trip who were super adventurous eaters.
or their parents weren't like white people from Missouri. Like,
Yes, they all had like either cultured food growing up that had like a lot of different, they were exposed to a lot of different cuisines. Where us in Missouri, we grew up on casseroles. What would we have at
Very
night?
just like white people
spaghetti,
food, yeah.
tacos, but like American version of all that.
yeah, like, yeah.
Like, we didn't have a lot of seasoning. Like, when you think of like white people food, that's what we grew up on. Like very
Broccoli with like cheddar cheese and salt and pepper on it. Canned green beans with salt and pepper. And like That sounds crazy, but like it's actually really fucking
No, but also
good.
like you saying broccoli with cheddar cheese and salt and pepper. I'm like, oh, that sounds really good.
It does, and we're like, oh, this is so good. Like steamed broccoli, not even like saute, like literally steamed broccoli, salt, pepper, cheddar cheese, and like that's our dinner. Or remember, like canned green beans, like we wouldn't even really get fresh green beans; we would get canned ones. They're good.
Mom forced us to eat those. I was like that
I
guy
love
with
them.
green beans, and she would be. I would like. I don't like green beans, like the canned
Still?
ones. Now I do, but like growing up, I'm like, please don't make me eat these. And she would do a contest. Okay, guys, we're gonna do
World record.
Yeah, who's gonna eat the most green beans? I will say, it worked. That is like a tactic you could use in feeding therapy. My mom did it to me, and I would put like 12 green beans on one fork.
Yeah. I do love those
Take 'em all
videos
down.
of like, it's like the speech or food therapist, and it's like the little kid who's like the super picky eater, and they're like, oh, like they're kind of just playing with the food, and they're like, oh, I'm going to touch it to my lips. Oh, let's smell it. Oh, let's take a baby bite. And like, they're like, it's like they're playing. It's,
Yeah, it's
but-
how-
and
it's a
back in the day,
child.
people were like, don't play with your food. Put it down.
That's true.
I'm saying.
Or they would force you to eat it, and then it's like
Yeah.
you have to eat it. You're not
Yeah,
getting
you have
up,
to
like,
finish the whole plate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is so crazy now how things have evolved.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be interesting when we have kids, like how we talk about food. I think being bigger, I have such a complicated relationship with food that I really want to try and like not pass that down to my kids,
Yeah.
you know? But we'll see. We got a second before we have children.
There's this video of this kid on Thanksgiving, and he's recording his mom. It's like a white lady preparing Thanksgiving dinner to like bring over to their family's house. And I'm not kidding. And like I think this is how like our mom's mom probably would cook back in the day.
I think I've seen this
And
video.
I remember Oprah Winfrey talking about on like her Super Soul Conversation how food back in the day, like how food has come such a far way. There's so many good options out there now. But back in the day, it was like the same like 5 ingredients of like casseroles, mayo, like Jello molds. Like there wasn't.
They had like spam.
Remember
They'd
that,
eat
like-
spam.
Well, no,
Ugh.
remember the like, it was like Jello pretzel salad, like that weird shit, or like they would do like
It's
mayo and 7-Up, like just weird combinations. Anyway, but it was this mom. The TikTok was the son recording the mom, and she's like, "Stop it! I'm trying. Like I'm stressed out." Like she was trying to do, but every single thing that she was like putting into those like those tins that you can throw away, it was like canned. So it was like canned mac and cheese, and she was like slurping it out of like it was like.
and she was like,
And she was like, and then she's like, put mayo on there, spread it around with her fucking thing. And then on this other thing, she's like, this is the dessert. This is the dessert. Canned pineapples, the little, circle ones with the hole in the middle. Canned pineapples on this tin thing. A scoop of mayo in the middle.
No.
Shredded cheddar cheese. That's the dessert. I'm like,
I saw that video.
that's what people think that Thanksgiving is like in white households. Ours wasn't that bad, okay? It wasn't to
No.
that degree. But every single thing that she was pulling out, it was like ham in a can. She was taking it out of the can, putting it in the fin. I was like, and there was no, she didn't
I
put
think so
anything on
too,
anything.
though, that also your like economic class plays into that. Because I think like mom and dad, we had 4 kids growing up. We were like a very middle class Midwest family.
Yeah.
But we didn't ever like going to sushi would have been really expensive for us.
Or even going out to eat. Like we didn't just go out to eat for fun. Like, or even like, we wouldn't really even go to like drive-through fast foods. Like I thought like going to McDonald's, like our parents never brought us to McDonald's or never
Dad
like
did.
brought us.
Dad did sometimes.
But like a lot of kids, like the ones we used to watch at home, they go to McDonald's all the time, or after school they'll go and get something. Like it wasn't it wasn't like a normal thing to go out to eat.
Yeah. And when you did,
It was like
we never could order soda.
yeah, no,
That was one thing. Our parents were like, that's like an extra
no
$2.
appetizers, yeah, no drinks.
I think now though, because of that, when I go out to eat, I want to get a soda, I want to get an appetizer, and I want to get a dessert. Because I think
Yeah.
mom and dad, like, we didn't get that. So it feels like fun to do that now, like as adults. You know what I'm realizing right now?
What?
We forgot to put on our stories to ask for embarrassing sibling stories.
I know, because our first podcast hasn't even come out yet at this point in
Yeah.
time.
Well, we need to do that. Should we make that for next week too?
What are we gonna ask for to write in for next week?
Yeah.
What?
I think we should do.
What's
should we do
her question?
embarrassing stories or sibling stories?
What time are we at?
I think that's. I think that's good.
Wait, also, I do want to mention our little animation at the beginning of this episode.
It's also our
if you're
cover,
watching it on YouTube, yeah, and it's our cover art too.
our cover art on wherever you listen to your podcast.
Yeah, it's like the little picture. I'm obsessed with it. I think it's the cutest thing ever. I love it so freaking much. And I had her change the number on my jersey to 44. Did you notice
Cute.
that?
No, I didn't notice that. Gabby, this is what I realized with this podcast. As the older sister, any of my ideas, dumb instantly. It doesn't matter if they're good. You're like,
What ideas have you said?
Nothing. I don't give any because you're gonna shoot them down.
No, I realize like let me do what I'm like really excited about, and then I'll have energy to like see through and happen. Like the cover art, the profile picture, the animation at the beginning, the song, like those things I'm really excited about, and like I am like very picky on it and like actually want to do it, and you don't really give a fuck about those kind of things, so you're like, let me do it all the way.
Yeah.
And then more of like the structure of the podcast, I let you because I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? Like
I guess that's the dynamic duo of sisters.
Which I love. And I got to pick that it's in my living room, which I was really excited about.
Yeah, Gabby said my living room was what? Just not.
No, I'm just saying I could picture this right here as the background in my head. And once I have a vision, I'm like, yes, that's
what's happening.
I'm a very decisive person when it comes to creative things.
I'm trying to think of how we should end this podcast today. I think for next week, normally at the end of our episodes, we have a little advice column, storytelling from you guys, like what happened in your week. But we honestly had a crazy last week and we didn't get to it because we're not like super set up with everything yet for the podcast. We're like slowly trying to get everything figured out. So we're for real this time. On our Hefty Girls Instagram, we're going to leave a question box on our stories.
And what's the question going to be?
I think we should do sibling stories, like funny sibling stories.
We asked for that last week, though.
I know, but
we were supposed to read them today.
Yeah, but we didn't do it. So write in and tell us, because we forgot to do it last week. It's the same thing. Write in and tell us your sibling like rivalries, like just funny stories about you and your siblings' fights, like growing up or currently. And me and Gabby will tell you our points of view on them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for that.
Me too.
Is there anything you're looking forward to next week?
Well, we're going to, this is going to be a crazy week. We're going to New York for the branch up, and I'm her +1. And we were going to do like an episode like in New York. But honestly, me or Emma do not know how to put like the camera up and like connect it to the mic. Like we don't know what we're doing. So I feel like it's better to we are doing it today before we go out of town.
Yeah, so next week we're going to New York, and then we have friends in town, and we might be going to Disneyland. So I think next week's episode is going to be so fun because we'll have so much to recap.
Yeah. Literally the day that I get like the brand trip overlapped with my friends coming in town. So they're going to be here like a full day, and I'm not even going to be here, which I'm like.
I do have one last question. I wrote this down.
What?
It didn't really work into the episode, but I want to know your opinion on this because we have both recently switched sides on this debate. Do you think people should have a TV in the bedroom? Yes or no?
I don't.
Because we grew up having no TV in the bedroom.
I don't really have an opinion on it. I think people should do whatever they want. I don't really have.
I feel like people
don't
on
feel
this
strongly one way or the other.
I think most people do feel strongly one way or the other. Because
that
before
you should have one.
No, before I was like, there's no need for a TV in the bedroom. Like that's their time to like wind down.
Our parents never had a TV in the bedroom. We never had.
We
TVs.
never did. Yeah. And then moving into our place here in LA.
But I remember at other people's houses, every single parent had a TV in their room.
Yeah.
I think it was a very odd out thing to not have.
For us to not have one.
Yeah. Selton, did your parents have a bedroom TV? Did you have one in your room too? And Sterling?
Do you think it's like a positive thing to keep one in there?
I don't think it's a negative or positive thing.
Oh, that's true. Boys do games, so that's why they would have a TV. Well, I will say that my mind has been changed.
Josh had one always.
Yeah, Josh did.
That motherfucker.
Our brother.
How did Josh get one and nobody else had one?
I don't know. He was always, because he played games.
Yeah,
he played like
PS5,
PS4, whatever.
Remember the year of Christmas that he wanted a PS3, and literally every single chance he picked PS3. He would like be whispering it in our parents' ears. PS3.
He was persistent, and he got it. He did get it. But now we have a TV in our bedroom here in LA, and it's one of my favorite parts of the day. I love like being able to be downstairs and pausing the show, going upstairs, showering, getting ready for bed, and then you get in bed and you can like reconvene. You're like, okay, back to the show.
Do you feel like at nighttime, now that you have TV, are you more of like a TV watcher at night rather than a scroller? Because I'm totally a scroller at nighttime. I'll scroll like for 3 hours. before
Yeah,
I go to bed.
I would pick the TV over scrolling.
No.
But typically I'll like edit on my phone. I'll finish work
Do
off for
both.
the day. Yeah. But I don't think it's affected my sleep. Everybody says it affects your sleep. I don't think so.
What do they say? It makes it harder to fall
It's
asleep?
like any kind of screen time before you go to bed. It's like the blue light. It's bad. It helps you, like it makes you not sleep.
What I do is I'm on my phone for however long, and then I read in my bed before I go to bed.
Yeah, that's smart.
But I will literally only be able to read for like 2 pages, and then my eyes are literally
falling asleep.
yeah.
Well, okay, girls. Thanks for tuning in for episode 2. You can follow us at Hefty Gals on YouTube, TikTok,
Is it gonna be
Instagram.
The Hefty Gals or just Hefty Gals?
Hefty Gals.
Okay.
Um,
Our little gals out there, we love you, gals.
we do. We're gonna head to New York tomorrow morning, and we will see you guys next week. Love ya. See ya.